Our group name is Mr.Bean, and it consists of Ado Qureshi, Tingyan Zhao, and Yan Yi Peng. So in our coffee, our goal is to make a citrus/sour flavored coffee. We will be using Peru green beans and using the French roaster at settings 987, and we'll be using the Clever coffee dripper. So we poured out 120 grams of Peru green beans in a roaster at 987, and our roasted beans were 106.1 grams. We used 45 of these grams, so we measured out 15 three times, as we would be using the Clever coffee drip brewer three separate times to get the total mass of coffee. The amount of energy calculated for the roast was 0.2 kilowatts an hour. The grind size for the beans was set to 20, and we grinded all 45 grams of beans. We then zeroed the mass of the kettle and filled the water in the kettle to be around 925 grams of water. The initial water temperature of the kettle was 25 Celsius at 0 kilowatts. The temperature was set to 95 Celsius. The final water temperature was 95 Celsius, and the energy was 0.08. We then set up our Clever drip brewer, and we put a paper filter inside. We used the grounds and poured them in. This is 15 grams of grounds, and we would do this 3 times in 3 different Clever drip brewers. So a timer for the drip brewer would be set to 4 minutes, and this would start as soon as we pour the water inside of the drip brewer. So we would approximately pour out 300 grams into each 300 grams of water into each drip brewer, and we would wait 4 minutes and let it settle, and then we would extract it into a cup. After 4 minutes, the coffee was extracted. This is about 300 grams of coffee, and we would do this with 3 separate brewers in order to get the most amount of coffee for the whole class to drink. The mass of the empty carafe we're pouring coffee into was 739.1 grams, and the mass of the total coffee in there was 1,504.5 grams, which means we got a brew of approximately 765.4 grams of coffee. We then would take the TDS of our brew, and we found that it is 0.59%. The PE was found to be 22.57%. The taste of the coffee was a little bit sour and a little bit bitter. It was very watery, and the smell was slightly smoky. During the roasting process, the total energy for the roasted coffee that we actually used was found to be 0.085 kilowatts per hour. In order to heat 925 grams of water from 25 Celsius to 95 Celsius, it was found the energy used to heat the water was 0.08 kilowatts per hour. The total mass of coffee that we brewed was 765.4 grams, and since we started off with 925 grams of water, that means we lost 159.6 grams. This means that we had an energy penalty of approximately 0.798 kilowatts per hour. The total energy used to produce our coffee with the roast energy, the water energy, and the penalty was found to be 0.963 kilowatts per hour. Blind taste score for our coffee was 16.75, and our final score was 16.9. Our idea when minimizing energy usage was that if we used a drip coffee brewer, we would not use any electrical outputs and thus not use any wattage and produce the most little amount of energy. For the next competition, in order to get better tasting coffee, we would decrease our brew ratio from 15 to be a little bit lower, and we would also increase our TDS value. Brewing a good coffee requires attention to energy and an attention to techniques in order to produce the best flavors. Thank you for watching.